I know I had said, and these are things that we were told were like dangerous and that we should be fearful of, is turning lights on in the car when our parents were driving.
Right, driving barefoot as well.
Driving barefoot, yes, you did say that.
I did say,
and I remember hearing that too.
I remember hearing that that's illegal.
Yes, don't do it. Your foot will slip. You'll have an accident.
You'll cut your toe off.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Chris.
How are you, man?
Man, I've been good.
Sorry, I got my glasses on. I'm not reading yet.
Yep.
I have too. This is the first time we've been together since the New Year. Happy New Year.
Right. Happy New Year. I know we had a New Year, an episode that aired in the New Year.
We did, but that was last year.
That was made last year.
This year.
This is our first made episode, recorded episode of 2026.
It is. Happy belated birthday to me.
That's right.
Happy belated birthday to my oldest, who turned 30.
Hey.
Which I know you've already kind of crossed that threshold too.
I got one that's 31.
It's that's happy birthday, sweetie. It's that's a big thing, man. I remember when I turned 30, I didn't know what to do. I was like, now I'm grown.
Yeah.
But,
I turned 30 and
I'd like to also say
got divorced.
Hello. I'd like to say hello to a couple of new listeners.
Oh yeah,
from our Spotify efforts.
side. Yeah,
I'd like to say, as they say in their land, how's it, or sharp. Not sure how that works, but in South Africa, apparently that is the way that you greet
got a
someone.
South African listener.
So
Spotify.
welcome. And then Great Britain's got a good one too, right? You would think it'd be pretty easy. Hello, hey, which of course I think do work. But if we were really good friends in Great Britain, all right.
Well,
I think they said, I think they say it where it comes off like if someone said that to me, I was like, what do you mean? Like, all right.
Well,
all right, what?
To be honest, when
what are we gonna do?
When my brother calls me, that's how I answer. Or when I call him, that's how he answers.
All right.
Yep.
Where have you guys picked that up at?
From Scene.
Interesting.
Because when Scene would, when we would call him, he would just pick it up. All right.
I don't know if I ever noticed that about him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go.
So
there's my American use of it.
Because
moving on,
we just figure that if my brother is calling me, I know that it's him. He knows it's me, obviously, because he's calling me, and he knows that I know it's him.
Has it ever not been him or not been you?
No, I don't. I mean, unless my kids answer the phone, which they don't usually.
Right. But you get that sometimes, right? You see somebody's name pop up, and you're like, "Hey, what's happening?" No, this is not them.
Nope.
Okay. All right, moving on.
Actually, and I answer you when you call. I answer you a certain way.
What's up?
What's up?
All right, so we've all got our slang,
right?
But welcome to the representatives of those two countries.
Welcome, and we're up to 75 subscribers on YouTube. I'm
going to be adjusting this for a couple minutes because I feel like it's a little low. I keep trying to.
Well, I think since the last time we used it, over time things sag.
So true,
right?
So true.
And I gotta say, I got a camera. Got a nice camera.
The picture looked great of the camera.
And the picture of the camera looked great. I'll put it up here and show you what it did look like. Not compatible with Macs.
It happens.
Apple. So
they usually put that on the box, though.
It was in the ad on Amazon. I did not read that far down. You had to see more and then scroll. I didn't. So
excitement.
Anyway,
it gets the best of us.
It didn't work, so we're back on the phone. But I think I found one. So when I return that one for credit, I'll get that one. So maybe I don't know how many we'll film tonight. 2 or 3.
Wow.
So maybe the next.
Hopefully they all get filmed.
Hopefully they all get filmed. I got a little mirror thing behind there so I can see that it's a little square instead of a big circle.
And we're not going to use the remote control.
Not going to use the remote control. I'm just going to get up. I'm going to do it old school style. Get up and push the button.
I feel like that just gives me ample opportunity start rambling as you get up and down.
That's
but
probably, yeah.
That's all right. That's
But,
what editing's for. What are we going to talk about today?
I think we're going to talk about some of overall Gen X fears and some of our fears as Gen X kids growing up. Stuff that we were scared of, stuff that we, thought was a bigger deal than it ended up being.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. And
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how many of those fears have potentially carried over into adulthood. Like maybe there's not necessarily a fear, but like, I don't do that. Because maybe it's dangerous.
Right. I got you. Okay.
So,
All
yeah.
right.
I think that'll be cool. I've seen a couple of lists online.
I have
think
too,
some of
and
them will
and
be
every now,
familiar.
some of these other Gen X influencers, like we're Gen X influencers. Yeah. But whatever. Some of these Gen X influencers talk about things like that. So
Yeah. At what point do you earn that officially?
I don't know. I think
Like, are we podcasters?
Well, yeah, we make a podcast.
Okay.
Are we popular podcasters? Amongst our family.
And do you have to influence a certain number of people?
I don't know where
Okay.
that threshold cutoff is. I feel like you at least have to make money, be monetized.
All right.
On YouTube,
think
that's 1,000 subscribers is the minimum.
Okay. Well, I am owning, by account of this episode's T-shirt, the podcast. I'll stand up. That way you can see it.
The Podfather.
Podfather.
Christmas present.
I did not research to see if that was actually a podcast. So if it is, sorry. Stay on this one. Or maybe it's really good. I don't know. I'll probably look that up later and see.
Maybe
That'll
so.
Probably
I
be
mean,
their
you could
newest
probably look it up
subscriber.
right now
I could.
since you have your
That is excellent.
computadora.
You just called me out like that.
I did.
All right. Well,
Um,
I'll check that out during the break.
You'll
and
check that
then
out during the
come
intro.
back. During the break between the intro and the episode.
right.
Right? Okay.
Right. And before, let me just say this, because a lot of times we say this at the end, and let's be honest, not everybody makes it to the end. If you had some fears growing up, especially Gen X fears or stuff that you thought was a big deal as a kid and ended up not being as an adult, drop them in there or comment on ours that we bring up and go, oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yes.
But,
I do enjoy reading the comments. I'm still
I do. We don't get a whole lot, but I always answer them. It may not be like that day, because it used to alert me and now it doesn't. Maybe I got to change something, but I always answer.
Awesome. And yes, there's a podcast.
There's a podcast.
It doesn't look like this is their colors, so I'm going to wear this for a different reason.
All right. Well, there you go.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Hey, thanks for coming. Welcome to 2026.
Welcome. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Chris.
Gonna get into a little bit of fear
Gen X
today.
fears. I see you're rocking your...
So, always. I carry this around with me a few times a week. I want to make sure I get it good and seasoned in.
Yeah.
I think coffee cups have to be seasoned.
much like your cast iron.
Yeah. Which means you don't put soap in it. You just do a rinse.
Okay.
Which, yes, does lead to, if it's a white coffee cup, it turning
Not white.
black or brown. That
Right.
means it's got the perfect amount of seasoning in it. And if you wash it, I may choke you out.
All
Because
right.
it changes the flavor of the coffee.
All right. I wash mine.
No.
Now, we have recently switched from non-stick cookware. This is lame, but this is, hey,
Oh,
this is
this is where we are right
this is
now.
where we are in life. We recently switched from our non-stick cookware to all cast iron.
Ooh, that's a bold choice.
Yeah,
Because you got to take care of that stuff.
you do.
And it's not cheap.
Well, we found a starter set from Lodge for like $99, and then it was 20% off of that.
Okay, that's not bad.
So which
As
is
long as the
$20,
starter
so.
set's not like just a lid or something.
No, it was
There you go.
it was a griddle, a like normal size skillet, your standard
Yeah.
lodge skillet, then a small skillet, and then a like big, I don't know what you call it, like a that you boil water in to make spaghetti, like a
pot?
big pot,
Okay.
and a lid. And the lid fits the pot and the big skillet.
I mean, they are indestructible practically.
Oh,
unless you,
yeah.
like,
you buy them once and
I
that's
feel like
it.
I feel like the only thing you can really do to them wrong is wash them incorrectly.
Right. We don't use soap on it. We got this special scrubber from Lodge.
Yeah.
And we just do that, and then we dry it immediately, and then you put a little bit of, olive oil or whatever, and rub it in, and then put
They're
it away.
like the coffee cups of the stovetop.
Exactly.
You just
Now, it
rinse.
does make you clean up your stuff almost right away.
Really.
Yeah, because you don't want it sitting out like that. So we
Well,
just
that is true.
we-
I've seen some of those
right.
that do sit out or that have not been cared for properly.
So we
That's not.
We use
that's
it.
Not cool.
let it cool, wash it, oil it, put it back in the drawer.
That's a really good way to kick off this episode because I think I have a genuine fear of cast iron because
Yeah,
I'm afraid that I'm not going to treat it the way it should be. So like we had a cast iron set for a very long time, and we ended up giving it to one of our kids because we never used it.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so but that is part of the reason why I was always afraid that I would accidentally just some Dawn in there, start scrubbing away,
Whoops.
and then you're.
I saw this
done,
meme
but-
one time where this guy said, as a mechanic or something,
Yeah.
said, my wife's cookware was so dirty and like dark, and I got it fixed for her. And so it's a cast iron skillet it looks like polished aluminum now.
She's gonna be so
She's
happy.
gonna- He may be single now. But,
That's crazy.
well, another reason we switched to cast iron is because, because of my son's diet. He can't eat protein, can't eat meat. So he has an iron deficiency, so we have to give him iron. Well, cooking with cast iron actually puts iron in the food.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know.
I mean,
that.
think about that. People back in the day didn't have iron deficiencies.
Very good point.
So,
Huh.
there you go.
Look at this. Informing the public of good things.
I am not a doctor. This is not intended to diagnose or treat any disease or deficiency that you may have.
No. What was your did you have like a big fear growing up? Anything stand out?
All right, 2.
Okay.
Okay. And 1 came from something else that we did. So 1 was quicksand.
Yeah.
Like quicksand was in all the movies, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Just walking around out in the woods, and
Right.
then all
You
of a
just
sudden
quicksand.
you're just there.
And I learned, don't fight quicksand because you sink faster. You want to make yourself
same.
bigger so that you sink slower. Because if you fight,
But
you'll
make yourself bigger without moving too much.
right, like just
Yeah.
spread out, basically. Because if you fight it, you're essentially, it's like, wiggling something
Yeah.
down.
That's a legit and I same. Like that was always like there were times when I thought about that too, like, especially on the shows that would, show you like somebody going under.
Right.
And they're just
Gilligan's Island
terrifying.
was
I was gonna say Gilligan's Island was the worst place to walk around out in just the
Right.
jungle because I feel like everybody at some point got stuck in
right. And there
quicksand.
happened to be a vine.
always
Always a vine.
somebody would come along. And that does show up on a lot of the Gen X list, which is it's interesting that that it was in so many TV shows, but it really
There were
was.
so many shows. It seemed like there were so many shows.
Yeah. But
that
Gilligan's
had-
Island definitely had the corner
Oh,
market. I feel
for
like
sure.
on that, man. I feel like that was like every other
The market
episode.
corner.
Is that what I said?
You said the corner market.
Well, you know what I meant.
I do.
Kind of like Willy Wonka. Just back that up, reverse it, and on we go. Do we have a disclaimer yet on this podcast?
Our disclaimer is
There we go.
just don't care. We might say something out of pocket. And that's how we are as a generation.
That's what them bleep buttons for.
Yep. Sometimes that gets hard to do, but.
Hey, what was the second one? Second fear.
Second fear was spontaneous combustion because of all the stop, drop, and roll drills that we had to do. If you're ever on fire, stop, drop, and roll. And, I've seen the memes that said, as many times as we had to stop, drop, and roll, I thought that being on fire was going to be a much bigger problem as an adult.
And I don't feel like anyone ever really does. They just start
Have
swatting
any
at
of
it.
you 75, actually ever had to stop, drop, and roll because you were on fire? I'd like to know a statistic. How many people actually have had to stop? I mean, I'm sure we won't get an exact number, but...
But, all right, so did you combine that fear with spontaneous combustion?
Yes, because I
So
figured...
you thought if you spontaneously combusted that you could stop what you
drop,
were
and
doing,
roll.
drop and roll, and that would be good.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know if I ever put those two things
I
together.
associated those two.
I just always thought that spontaneous combustion, I mean, you would just pop. Like, that was my impression of it. If, like, you're
like
just
blow
sitting
up?
there, and then, yeah, like, you would just explode.
So spontaneous explosion.
So I never put it together that you might actually have time and go, oh, I'm on fire. I always thought that came from within for whatever reason. Like it's here.
Well, yeah, I guess that.
And it just, then all of a sudden, poof, you're ash. But that's still a crazy thought, though, right? I mean, for the person, yeah. But if you're in a room with somebody that is all of a sudden just, whew, I mean,
I don't even know. I mean,
yeah.
Spontaneous combustion is, I would say, darn near impossible.
And I've never heard a story where someone was with someone else when it happened. So that always gives me a little bit of like,
did you
really going on here, right? I mean, I don't know, but
well, I spilled gas on myself, and then I was
who knew?
Then I was cooking.
It's right after I had that cigarette in bed. Had no idea that that the house would go up in flames.
Smoking in bed.
Me with it. I remember doing a third grade little, I guess it was
project
fire safety week
yeah.
or something like that.
Okay.
And it was like, that was my presentation. I drew a bed, somebody smoking in it, and they were on fire. And it was like, you shouldn't do this.
This is no good.
Oh. So those two, they keep you up at night?
Not anymore.
Okay.
I don't know if they kept me up at night then, but
I tell you my first one, and this is probably not on the list, but did you watch the $6 Million Man?
Did.
Do you remember the episodes with Andre the Giant and what character he played?
I don't remember the name, but yeah, I remember him being in there.
Okay, and he played Bigfoot.
Okay.
Absolutely terrified me as a
Terrified
kid.
of Bigfoot?
I was terrified that dude was going to look in my window while I was trying to go to sleep and like snatch me. And I mean, I recall like having dreams. I recall like staying awake at night. Just
I feel like you could outrun Andre the
freaked
Giant.
me out. Well, yeah. Now,
I think even then,
as a 5 or 6 year old,
I think you could outrun him.
Pretty sure he was going to catch up with me.
I don't know. I mean, he
was going to
seemed
snatch me from my
awfully
bed.
slow.
Well, that is true. I mean, he was contained in a ring, so he didn't really have to. And he could get momentum from bouncing off of it.
And he was so
Side
big, he didn't have to move that much to reach the whole ring.
Yeah, I've heard. I bet he was huge. But yeah, that show was one of the first things I remember being just totally like, that exists? Because obviously a guy, getting blown out of the sky and then being robotically put back together to be a superhuman also existed. So why couldn't Bigfoot? But and if I'm
when $6
not
million
mistaken,
man,
he might have been bionic too.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
When $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman would do crossover shows,
They would. I liked all those shows.
There was lots of. I wonder why it made that sound. You think now, $6 million man, you're like, yeah, that's about right.
That's probably true. Let's see. I'll do a little bit of instant research here and see if we can get an answer. The Bigfoot was a recurring character in a $6 Million Man, revealed to be a powerful alien cyborg with bionic enhancements. Dude, I need to go back and watch that again because I did not get that at all.
Give you a whole different perspective on it.
It really does, but still terrifying. So
Yes.
yeah, that was one of my first I recalled. But another one, and it does make the list. I had a pretty healthy respect for the Bermuda Triangle when I was a kid too.
Same. Now, it wasn't a fear of mine because I thought, I'm not going to be in that. I'm not going anywhere near
Why
the
would
Bermuda.
anyone? It's obviously on the map.
Right.
Why go into it?
I've heard several things about. So it's from Miami to Bermuda to San Juan, Puerto Rico,
Something
or
like that. I've heard
and then
Nassau before.
Bahamas.
Yeah, but I've heard Puerto Rico.
I saw a map that just probably 2 days ago.
Mhm.
But with modern equipment and
I'm
stuff
gonna
like
save
that,
you some time when you're editing as
the
well.
Bermuda Triangle is doesn't really matter anymore. Now, what I was told or what I read or heard or whatever was the thing about the Bermuda Triangle was something about being in there, the compass, especially in aircraft. I guess it would do ships also, but the compass would point to true north instead of magnetic north.
That makes a lot of sense.
Now, I don't know how it knew the difference. What's going to make it point to true north? It's the magnetic north that does the compass. But
it does say it's a loosely defined region, but typically Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico is the most common boundaries of it.
Now, a lot of ships and planes went down in there and disappeared and haven't been found.
But that's a really good point about the compass.
Basically, the compass would fight between the two and sometimes spin all the way around, and so people would just get all... Now, I don't know how to fly a plane,
around.
but if I'm flying to somewhere, I'm flying to it. And if the compass starts going crazy, guess what? I'm still pointed in the right direction.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep
why
going.
change stuff a
Why
lot?
go, gosh, and start... I mean, I don't know. I'm not a pilot. I've never flown,
not a pilot, yeah.
except on video games. My brother flies. He's got this
and I never know
flight simulator.
where I'm going on those, and I still stay steady.
Right. My brother found this flight simulator where you can pick what aircraft you want, and you can fly from city to city, and
Oh, that's cool.
And so he'll routinely fly to Lebanon to pick me up, and then we fly to my other brother's house in Arkansas.
That's cool.
Which
and is he like takeoff, landing?
Yeah,
all
it's like
that?
the whole deal.
See, I like that. I don't enjoy the flying part, but the takeoff and the landing, I like that aspect of the video games.
My wife is just the opposite. She hates the takeoff and land. Doesn't mind the flying.
Yeah.
Except when
Oh, you're talking about for real?
like for real.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of flying. Just in general.
I like it just because you get there faster.
There's
and
definitely
the takeoff
some good
is like
points to it.
being in a muscle car.
Yeah.
Taking off.
But I would agree with that. Like once you get out to altitude and it's smooth, probably that's my favorite part.
Yeah.
But yeah, going up and then coming down through the clouds and takeoff and landing, I can get that too. That's not my favorite. All right, but yeah, Bermuda Triangle's on there. What else you got? Anything else you recall? I've got a little bit of a list here. I can hit up on too.
What did I say when we were talking about this? I said something, and now because I was doing something else as I was talking about it.
You said both of those.
I said both of those.
Was it? I know I had said and these are things that we were told were like dangerous and that we should be fearful of, is turning lights on in the car when our parents were driving.
Right, driving barefoot as well.
Driving barefoot, yes, you did say that.
I did say,
and I remember hearing that too.
I remember hearing that that's illegal.
Yes, don't do it. Your foot will slip. You'll have an accident.
You'll cut your toe off.
And it also included flip-flops.
Oh, yeah, driving in flip-flops. Now, I'm just going to tell you, when you and I would go on our road trips,
you were barefoot all the time.
I would wear flip-flops so that I could take my shoes off because we didn't have cruise control. And I just enjoyed driving long trips barefooted better. So I drove to Florida, North Carolina. I don't know that I drove up north barefooted because that was cold.
That's not what they do. They keep
and speaking of, a couple of days ago, Martin Luther King holiday would be the 34th anniversary of our trek up north.
We did decide that those pictures I shared with you
a couple of those
ago,
were from
those
are
from that trip. Yeah, I thought
we'll post those when we talk about that because that's going to be a whole episode, and I think we're going to have a guest and some input from up north, I believe.
That'll be awesome.
That'll be fun. That'll be our first collaborative.
Yeah, that was. Man. Speaking of fear, snow, cold,
snow that stays. Snow
terrified.
That once it snows, it stays till it is spring,
summer. So yeah, the lights in the car. Did your parents freak out over that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, my dad used to just turn that light up if we turn the light on in the car. Now, I understand that now as a driver. When I was a kid in the back, I'm thinking it's more light. It should help you see better.
Right.
Obviously not the case.
And if you're wondering, how could we reach a light if we're in the seat and in our seatbelt? We weren't in seatbelts.
We weren't in seatbelts.
I was laying across the back windshield.
That's right. Back sun deck was the place to take a nap.
That was a nice warm, especially in the right temperature outside.
Oh yeah, if it was maybe a little cool outside, but it was sunny, that sun coming through that rear window.
Really good. There's a reason why dogs climb back there. It is a comfortable spot.
Yeah.
No, without a doubt.
Well, now cars nowadays don't have a big
until
spot
you crash. Then probably not so much.
Much like crashing if you're in the back of a pickup truck.
Very true.
Which has happened to you, right? You were in the back.
Yes, I was in the back. Thankfully, when I was in the back of yours, that you didn't.
I did not crash.
Yeah. No,
you were just in your little igloo.
I was had that sleeping aid of that CO2 coming in the back. Another fear of mine.
Not CO.
Carbon.
No. CO. Carbon monoxide.
Carbon monoxide. Here we go. I'm glad you're the teacher.
That's right.
Don't listen.
Not
to
a science teacher, but
I watched a crazy documentary or some show that came on as a kid that created just a wild fear in me of being buried alive.
Oh.
And what it is, I think I saw a documentary on how prior to modern medicine, people would go into a coma and then people were like, oh, they died. And then they bury them. And then years later, caskets would, flooding or whatever come up and they see all these claw marks and scratch marks. Freaked me out.
I saw that. I saw something like that on that show. That's incredible. Do you remember?
That's probably where.
Do you remember That's Incredible? And it was this guy who had developed some sensor to be able to tell if people are still alive because he got buried alive, but fortunately, before they put him in the ground, he woke up.
Oh, I was terrified. And it went on to say that there were. In some places, there were these little devices where there were little bells that they would, put into the ground, and if someone woke up, they could ring it, and that would send people back to the cemetery to dig them up. I don't know.
I do remember hearing about that,
but
I've never seen one, but I heard about it.
Completely, just freaked me out as a kid, and for years I was no.
Very irrational.
There's whenever I can create a will, there's going to be a stipulation that for 2 weeks,
let me sit.
We just chill. Don't do anything rash. That, like
Don't cremate
be
me.
like a little stick test or something like that of like, is he awake? But what is it? Like pirates, not pirates, but like seafarers of the day used to do that, where when they were wrapping them in the sheets before they would throw bodies overboard.
Right.
The final little keep the sheet together would involve some kind of a little hook, and they would hook people through the nose to make sure that they weren't just, I don't know, faking death or whatever. But seems a little odd. But I mean, that's the same thing. Before you wrap me up tight and toss me into the ocean,
piercing came from.
I'd rather get stuck in the nose to make sure that I'm not still there. But yeah, that was a big fear of mine. Jumping and running around the house when there was a cake in the oven could easily bring death to you in my household.
Would it make the cake fall?
It would make, that was the...
that reminds me.
It would make the cake crumble, fall.
Because as it was rising, you would jiggle it. And
but like that doesn't seem to be a problem anymore. So I don't know if we've just added enough like extra stuff in cake batter now, or if it was truly an issue. But I don't ever remember a cake actually collapsing because of that either.
This wasn't a fear, but I guess it could be because I was scared to do it because I knew I would incur the wrath of my father. Mm-hmm. Running through the house while a record was playing because it would make the needle skip, and my dad would...
Boy, you scratch that vinyl.
My dad would go off. Go off.
That makes sense. And I think more probable than a cake collapsing because somebody ran through the house.
But then later when we started driving and we got a Discman, I got a Discman and mounted it in the truck, and you hit
it would happen.
You hit it too hard a bump, it would skip.
Yep. No, it makes perfect sense. But I think especially with vinyl, I mean,
eight times oversampling to avoid skipping. I remember all that. Oversampling.
We were spoiled.
I think they just made up a word.
What else? You got anything else that I've got a couple?
You said taking a shower during a
thunderstorm, which I still don't do. I'm afraid lightning's going to come down through the water pipe and zap me. And other than the lightning strike, you're also naked.
So if something goes wrong, you got no clothes on. If EMS shows up.
Correct, right? So why take the chance? I mean, there's lots of ways that I'm
thinking
I'm
if there's
okay with paramedics
if there's a
finding me,
thunderstorm, I've got better things to do than like, let me go clean myself. Nope, I'm going to make sure that everything is where it should be.
It depends on the timing, right? If it's been raining all day at some point,
you got to
take a shower. But I do try to avoid, and now we've got so much technology, you can just watch and go, okay, I'll take a shower here when it's
in
over.
An hour.
Back in the day, you didn't know. It could be, 30 minutes. It could be 40 days. It could be the end times. We had no idea. So at some point, you had to go with it. But yeah, not.
Speaking of crazy weather,
not how I'd like to go out.
At the time of this filming, they're saying that we here in Middle Tennessee are going to get some kind of crazy snow apocalypse coming up.
And there's like crazy numbers I'm seeing, too.
I'm seeing anywhere from like 1 to 3 inches to like 18.
I've seen that too. It's like...
so this episode will come out on Sunday. This snow is supposed to happen
is it
Friday night and Saturday before this episode comes out. So maybe as this episode comes out, you're snowed in. And I hope you made your grocery store run for your milk, bread, and toilet paper.
I mean, 18 inches may last a few days.
Around. If we're being honest, 18 inches in Middle Tennessee will cripple things for several days.
Absolutely. If it's a couple of inches, I mean, you're snowed in for a day,
right.
Maybe 2.
But last I heard, Nashville has 8 salt trucks. We are not equipped because we don't get it that much. It doesn't make sense to spend the money on something that you might use once or twice a year.
It's 2 for each interstate and 2 for 440. Or maybe 1 for 440, 1 for Briley Parkway. Who knows? That's ridiculous.
So 2 for 40, 2 for 24, 2 for 65,
and then
1 for 440, and 1 for Briley.
And Briley gets 1. I feel like that should get most everybody in Davidson County where they want to go. Because you said Nashville, not Tennessee.
Nashville.
Right? Okay.
Correct. Nashville, Davidson County.
The other counties can get you. As long as they got 1,
and,
they
we
can
don't.
hit the interstate.
Neither one of us live in Davidson County.
No. So,
So here where I am.
Gonna stay at home.
Yeah.
All right. What about apparently unsafe Halloween candy came into play as we were growing
razor
up.
blades and apples?
Yes. First off, you give me an apple on Halloween,
I ain't eating it.
There's a whole other episode going to come up about pranks, and I can promise you,
You would be on the receiving end
of
of that.
victim of one of those if you give me an apple, even if it's a clean apple. It doesn't even have to have the razor blade in it.
Right.
Be a piece of fruit.
Now something else I remember. Do you remember the cyanide in Tylenol?
I do remember that. And it, I mean, it did happen, obviously.
It did,
I know
yeah,
some
yeah.
people died, and I think we may have hit on that in our timeline episode.
I think so.
But, and then that's when they started adding all the childproof caps
Right,
and
yeah,
stuff.
the safety stuff, because it used to just be, and I know it may sound crazy if you are younger than us, but medicine that you would buy at the store on the shelf did not have the childproof cap, did not have the little thing that you got to peel off to, showing that it's sealed. It was just a bottle with a regular screw top with the pills inside there.
You could literally just walk up to the shelf, open it
and be
up,
like,
take a couple, and
kind of look around, be like, I
put it
got a
back.
headache.
Yeah.
So if
Believe
you
it
wanted
or
to make
not.
sure that you got whatever quantity was in there, you reach in the back. Don't get the front one, because it probably had a few minutes.
No, that was the
I mean, right?
that was the sample bottle. Of course, everybody knew that.
It's like the sample cologne that they have at places. It's like, oh, I got to see if this works before I buy it.
Oh man, yeah. No, that is crazy though. But I do remember that, and that was I remember after that, like everything, whether it was vitamins or
Everything
aspirin,
got the
anything,
safety stuff,
It was
yeah.
like, oh, is this okay? And then all of a sudden everybody's throwing stuff out because they bought it,
Right.
in the last year, which was just insane. But yeah, I think I'm trying to think of anything else that really stood out to me. Do you remember that commercial growing up? And I don't know if it was something to do with drunk driving, which also became illegal, I think, in maybe the 80s officially, maybe the 70s.
Late 70s, maybe.
But I remember this commercial that would come on TV. People would be driving, and for whatever reason, this giant hand would come down and pick them up. And in my little brain, I was like, oh, if you break the law, there's this giant... This giant is going to come
the
down.
Lord is going to
I
come.
was going to say, God is going to snatch you right up.
It's like that Johnny Cash song.
But
Sooner or later,
yeah.
gotta cut you.
Do you remember
down.
that commercial?
I do remember that. Yeah,
Do you remember what it was about?
I was a commercial connoisseur.
Um,
I think it was something to the effect of the law will, get you. And then, newer versions of that has this huge nail that comes down.
oh my gosh!
Remember that?
No, it comes.
Yeah, I think it was a Tennessee Highway Patrol. I got beef with Tennessee Highway Patrol. It was a Tennessee Highway Patrol commercial, I think, or somebody be driving, and you could tell that they were intoxicated, and this huge 10-penny nail would just and just go through the engine of their car and just
oh my gosh!
stop them on the road. This thing is bigger than the car, and it's drive drunk, you're gonna get nailed. It's something to that effect.
That's insane.
So-
it looks. There's pictures of it that come up, but it doesn't. I can't quickly. It just says something about the giant hand. Sunday drive with the giant hand. But it does not say what exactly it was for. So I'm sure maybe somebody out there will give us a little bit. But yeah, that terrified me. It's I I thought, oh, if we're speeding, for don't have a seatbelt, which also didn't really come into play until we were probably close to being a teenager. I feel like 12 or 13 before that became the law.
Yeah, I remember that.
But that gave me some fear. So whenever that came out, it just hit me at the point. I had this fear of people snatching and grabbing me, apparently, between Bigfoot and God's hand coming down out of the sky. You take that to a therapist.
So what I'm gathering is television traumatized you a lot.
Pretty much. I probably sat too close, which was another, supposedly.
You sit too close to the TV, it'll
mess your
eyes up.
My eyes are fine.
Mine are not. Mine always sucked. I mean, I guess they were good at some point. Then I told
When
them.
was that?
I don't know. At some point, they were okay.
Yeah.
But then I totaled my mom's car. And then I had an eye doctor appointment not too long after that. They were like, "Do you realize your vision is 20/60?" I was like,
"That's why I had the
Nope.
accident."
Guess I can't see.
You could blame it on that.
Then I got glasses that were hideous. God, they were awful. And then I got contacts. My second semester, my senior year.
Did you ever do LASIK?
No, I almost did LASIK. But they were just going to cost too much.
Yeah. Fear for me. Lasers in my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, I know that they do thousands and thousands of those, and they're fine. But you always hear about that one. It's like, went to get LASIK, and now he's blind. It's like, that's going to be me.
He has no eye.
That's going to be me.
Because in my mind, there's now a hole straight through the back of my head from that powerful laser that just shot straight through. So
right.
I know a lot of people that had it, I think in their like 20s.
Early on.
Who now are like basically would need to have it again if that's even possible. But they're back in glasses, most of them. So I'm just thinking if I hold on as long as I can, if I ever get it, it'll last.
Well, they told me that because I think I was probably about 40 when I was going to get mine done.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, you will still need reading glasses. And I was like, what? No, I want to do this. If I, and that coupled with the cost and just the fear factor of laser in my eye.
I feel like I used to have to take out a second mortgage
but
for
now,
that stuff. Man.
Right. But now, if I knew I was going to have reading glasses anyway, I wouldn't have worried about that part. That still didn't change the cost, but
no. Man, that's cool. I mean, it's a number one. I'd love to hear some feedback on what you all were scared of or had fears about. I mean, I have others, but
one that was around here that we got a lot.
Yeah,
was the Bell Witch.
Yeah.
Remember the Bell Witch?
The Bell, yeah, and you could
go into the bathroom
mirror,
turn the lights off, and you say, "What? I hate the Bell Witch." Like what? 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, something like that.
Did you ever do it?
Yeah, I did it, and nothing happened.
See, I never do it.
But
I ain't gonna mess with it.
But there were girls at my elementary school that would go, and maybe even a couple guys, but they would go into the bathroom. We had bathrooms in our classrooms, and they said, I'm gonna do it. And they would come out and they would have like these scratch marks. Look, it's like, as a kid, I'm going, whoa.
It's mystical.
Never thinking, yeah, right. You did that yourself.
When I was younger, that would have been the first place I would have.
When I was younger, I was a little bit more naive. I trusted people. I don't do that so much anymore because I see how people are.
Yeah, I just didn't want to I didn't want to tempt anything to possibly happen.
I don't blindly trust people. I essentially, and take this for what it's worth, I essentially don't believe you or don't trust you until you show that I can. I don't think that's that's awful. I give people the benefit of the doubt, but I don't go, okay, yeah, I'm going to put my life in your hands.
Trust but verify is a really good, it's a really good approach. Oh, you know what? There was, I don't know how much time we've got left here. We got a couple minutes maybe. This is a big one. Like nuclear war, man, atomic bomb.
The
Especially-
movie War Games. Remember that?
Yes,
Global thermonuclear war.
terrifying.
Because, we were taught as Gen Xers that when you see the flash, duck and cover. So here's what that means for you youngins. That means when you see the flash of the nuclear bomb that has exploded close enough for you to see the flash, you were to get down under your desk and cover your head.
Worked every time.
If you've ever seen what a nuclear bomb does to the surrounding area, it basically just disintegrates everything.
Same drill for earthquake too. I remember doing that.
Same drill for
Get under your
earthquake.
desk.
Right.
duck
When
and
you see
cover.
the flash, duck and cover.
when the world starts
Dude.
to shake. Same.
Right. Get under
Yeah.
something that'll fall on you.
But I think I think that that makes sense, right? I mean that's the peak of the Cold War. I
Yeah.
think the generation ahead of us, I think the Cuban Missile Crisis probably ranked right up there. But during the
Right.
80s, man, it felt like that. There was all, especially with Russia, there was all this pressure, and we kept hearing about it. And then we'd hear stories that, well, Russia has one, pointed at all these different cities, and Nashville is one of them. So,
Well,
I
I don't know if
we
it was
still doing
Nashville, but Oak Ridge. I know they had
Makes
one
sense.
pointed at Oak
Yeah.
Ridge.
I mean, all of that makes total sense now. Now that we have a perspective of global politics, it's like, well, of course they did. I mean,
Right.
that doesn't.
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, but at the time, I would have said it's obviously targeting my house.
They are coming to our neighborhood.
And then,
At some point when we do one of these,
Yeah.
we'll do one of these on a Saturday, but we're gonna go drive to the old neighborhood
All right.
and we'll video us
give some
so we
little-
can look at the
little,
hill and all that kind of stuff.
I
But
like that.
anyway, oh yeah, they're targeting our neighborhood because they heard about me.
They don't. Well, they probably watched Red Dawn. That's
Right.
where I got. Like, so all right, we got some formidable people in this neighborhood.
Right.
So they obviously want to take us out. But yeah, that was another one.
We'll fight back.
It's in some of those movies were like they'd get you really psyched up and patriotic too. It's like that's right. They
Iron
come
Eagle.
here. Iron Eagle's fantastic, dude. I love it.
Dude, I'm telling you, Iron Eagle, I thought about. So there were a couple of guys that I was in junior high with. We didn't call it middle school. I was junior high with at the private school. And one of them laid out this elaborate plan to go and basically hop on fighter jets at that Air Force base in Tullahoma and go and take out targets,
That's
Cold War targets.
Here's the thing.
First off, how are we going to get to
Well,
Tullahoma
as
as an eighth grader?
That's your problem, right?
That's the
Had
problem.
you been able to get there, I mean, you could have gotten a lot closer then, I think, than you could today.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, because even in the 90s, there were still people that would just walk on
Base,
bases.
right.
With
I feel like I might have could have got to, you like that? Might have could have gotten to a plane. But first off, I don't know how to start it.
right,
I definitely don't know how to fly
pushing
it.
buttons.
Close the canopy.
Oh,
Come
man.
on. But
Yeah,
I think he had watched Iron Eagle one
Yeah.
too many times.
I bet then,
I know. I remember his name, and I'm not going to call him out.
right circumstances, at least could have made it to the plane.
I think I could have made it to the plane
Yeah.
had we been able to get to Tullahoma.
Yeah, but like today, no. I mean,
No, you're not going to get anywhere near.
yeah.
You're not
Today,
even gonna
today,
get
today you don't
on
get
the
past
road.
the fence. You
Right.
know? Yeah, you're done.
Right. You're going to get on the road, and they're going to be somebody vehicle's going to pull out. What business do you have
Yeah.
here?
Times have changed. There was a time that you could leave San Diego Naval Base and go out and have a really good time, come back at like 2:30 in the morning, and not have your little green military ID, but have a $1 bill, and still get back on base. I heard.
I'm assuming that you heard that.
I heard that from a friend of mine. but it's
Heard
true.
it from a friend. Who heard it from a friend. Who heard it from another.
So, all right. So, as I know, we're going to wrap up here in a minute. You got a question? You thinking about that? Because I think it's your turn.
It is my turn.
Here's so we've touched on some
I'm
of our
asking
growing
your
up.
reading.
We've talked about some of our fears growing up, but now I'm looking at like what our generation's fears are now, and they're so unfun now. Now it's retirement security, financial instability, workplace ageism, caring for aging parents, navigating the digital
caring
world.
for aging parents, dude. I get that.
Yeah, and we've talked about that before.
We have.
We've in our probably our one serious episode. But yeah, I mean, you think you look at all these now, and it really just
They're
starts
not
to put
fun.
in perspective.
They're not fun.
How I mean, obviously we've changed.
I'd much rather be worried about quicksand
Yeah.
than
Same.
retirement stability.
Oof.
All right.
Yeah.
I got a question.
You got a question?
Yep.
I'm going to give you an answer.
All right. Now, I will say the last few answers that
This
we've gotten
book
from
has
there
been
have
spot
been
on.
great.
It's been really good.
Edit-
I've tried to look for like a secondary book similar in nature.
Yeah.
And I haven't
Can't
found
find one?
anything that's been spot on. But it's like the book knows that and is like, all right, I got to keep giving some solid answers.
Right.
So
I'm telling you,
Let's
when
give it
I
a
was
shot.
editing and, going through, because you have to watch it as you edit it, and hearing it again and just watching my
Yeah.
reaction going, did it really say that? Like, I was stoked because totally caught me off guard. All right. My question is,
okay.
have people really had to use stop, drop, and roll?
That's an excellent question.
Have people really had to use stop, drop, and roll?
I don't personally know anyone who has.
I don't know anyone.
Do
I know people have caught on fire in like car crashes and stuff like that, but like you can't really stop, drop, and roll in a vehicle.
Mm-mm. All I've ever seen is people run.
Right. I mean, I've seen some people that started fires and maybe caught a little bit of themselves on fire trying to fry a turkey
Yeah.
that's still frozen.
Doesn't work.
Right. It's best. So,
All right. So,
do people really have stop, drop, and roll?
count to 10 and ask again. I didn't even know that was an answer option. All right. You're counting? Okay. It's going to be the same question.
Yes. Do people really have to stop, drop, and roll?
Oh, the book's got to... The answer may come to you in another language.
9. Niet.
I think the answer is no. I don't think that...
I wonder if there are cool ways to say no in our foreign,
Ooh.
Great Britain or South Africa, or as they say there, South Africa.
Is that how they say it?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
So, we host campers.
Yep.
We get a family from South Africa that will come up here because, it's summer down there now. They will come up here during their winter. They basically just escape winter. They have a daughter that's about the same age as mine, so they'll come up and they'll stay with us for a week or so, a couple of different times a year as they're going around the country escaping winter. And, hearing her talking to her dad, who's, our age, South Africa. And I had a professor.
So you can
college who
try
was
these
from-
greetings the next time that they're in town.
Oh yeah, I should.
Just sharp.
Sharp.
Remember that one.
Come to think of it, he may have said that in a sentence, and I just missed it.
Ah, all right. So be aware next time. Yeah, there are no good stats on how many people.
Have to stop, drop, and roll.
It does say that 90% of respondents to this survey recognize the phrase, showing high public awareness of the technique. But there is zero stats
For
on,
usage?
if anybody's ever done that. I think if they just make it more fun and include something other than being on fire to be able to stop, drop, and roll, maybe it would catch on a little bit more. But
I mean, I
I
can
mean,
come up with some other
nobody walks
scenarios.
around going, "Hey, give me a good reason." you know.
Right.
All right.
All right.
We gonna mention these at all?
I mean, we had the episode on these. These are disgusting. These are firm, but not.
Are they hard? Yeah. Man, it just. I need to go wash my hands. Awesome. I hope everybody enjoyed the conversation.
Hope we didn't unlock any fears for you.
Yeah,
That
hopefully
will keep you up at night.
Hopefully not. I'm past those now.
Yeah.
But if you have a fear, especially something that maybe not everyone has heard of, if something's, I don't know. I wonder if fears are regional.
Right.
Too.
Or do you have a fear that's just completely irrational, but it's still a fear?
Ah. That'd be interesting.
Completely irrational.
I don't
like
I don't know.
Doesn't make sense at all, but I ain't doing that.
Yeah, I don't think I have. Not that I can recall.
I have one. I'll give an example for me. I don't walk over manhole covers or like the water drains or
Yeah.
the little access metal or whatever access doors that they have on the sidewalk or the roads or whatever. I don't walk on them. I just don't. I'll walk around them. Step over them. I just don't.
Is that fear, or are you just being safety conscious?
Maybe both.
Okay. Because I have some safety conscious things that I practice, but I won't step on a rope or a hose.
No, I always step over.
Mm-hmm.
Same with extension cords and stuff.
Yeah. I've seen all the videos where you can get wrapped up in that stuff, and no, I won't do it.
Like a tripwire.
But
Ranked right up there with quicksand.
Good combo,
All right.
man. I liked it. That was fun.
Yeah, good break into 2026 for our first.
I'm not afraid of 2026. Bring it on.
No.
Let's,
Have you seen how like the holidays line up in 26? They're all on like Fridays or weekends or something. It's really nice.
Oh, no, I have not, but that's
You can
good.
look
So
that
we'll
up.
have
We'll
long
talk about it.
weekends.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Cool. All right. We done?
We're done.
All
We're
right.
on time.
We are.
Oh, great.
We are perfectly on time.
Nice.
So thank y'all for joining.
Appreciate
And,
ya.
We'll see you again soon.
All right. See you next time.